This is the plaintiff, Amanda Spence. She says the defendant should have his license taken away because the guy doesn't know how to drive the big 18-wheeler truck he drove into her car. That's right. The inept driver made a left-hand turn from the right lane, and he smashed up her car. Who does such a dumb thing? The defendant took her car to his repair shop. They did a horrible job, and she's here suing him for the $2,112 it's gonna now cost her to do the repair the right way. This is the defendant, Walter Spears. He says the plaintiff came out of nowhere and his trailer hit her car. Instead of going through insurance, he paid almost $4,000 to have her car repaired. Now the woman's harassing him and trying to take advantage of the situation. Her car's 15 years old. There were things wrong with it before this mishap, and she's just one of those money grabbers trying to milk him for every cent she can get. He's accused of not paying enough.
All parties, please hit your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant made an illegal left in his 18-wheeler and creamed her car, which she took to get fixed and made it worse. Now, the defendant says the plaintiff caused the crash. It's the case of wheeling and dealing.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Amanda Spence, you are
Yes.
suing Walter Spears for $2,112 in additional damages that you say he's responsible for that happened during an accident. So tell me what happens.
Okay, January the 10th, I was going to work that morning. And on my lane, I was going one way, going forward. The left lane and the middle lane and they got the last lane. So
Wait, I don't understand what you're saying. You went to the left lane?
No, I was on the left lane.
Left lane or middle lane?
He was on the middle lane.
He was in the middle and you were in the left turning lane.
Yeah, no turning there.
Nobody can make a turn there?
Nobody's supposed to make a turn because I have the photos here.
Okay.
But he decided to make this left and he bumped into me.
Okay. And
Right
so
there,
what part of the truck hits you?
The front of the truck.
Okay.
And he came down. I got food or everything. He came down and started appealing to me. He said, I'm so sorry.
Apologizing. Okay.
Yeah, apologize to me. Do not call the cops. I don't want you lose my job. I don't want the insurance to go high. I don't want to have point on my lessons and stuff.
When the accident happened, do you acknowledge the accident was your fault?
Yes, I did.
All right. Now, in any event, what happens is he hits you and you try to do right. And you say to her, I'll fix your car, I'll fix your car. But now, where do you take the car to be fixed?
Take it to my guy, Ed, and that's my lady. My wife has the paperwork.
Right. How do you know this guy? Is he a friend of yours?
No, it's not. He's my special.
What did you pay him to fix the car?
I got the receipts and everything.
Yeah, go ahead. What did you pay? Not what do the receipts say, what did you actually pay?
$3,100.
Is that what you actually paid?
Actually paid in cash.
Okay, let me see the receipt. Now, did anybody bother to look at the Blue Book value of the car to see if it was worth
Yes,
fixing?
I did. It was only worth about $2,000.
So why would you pay the $3,000? Why wouldn't you tell her that you'd pay the Blue Book value?
We did. We offered her $2,000. They said that they would not accept it.
That's the most they can accept. If a car that's worth $2,000 costs $20,000 to fix, you don't get $20,000 in court. You get the $2,000.
Yeah.
So if that's the most they would get in court, why would you agree to pay more?
They did not want to accept the $2,000.
Well, then they don't accept it. Then you say, take me to court.
We should have did that.
Of course you should have done that.
We just tried to do the right thing. So they didn't want to accept it, so we just got the car
I think you
repaired.
were worried about his commercial license.
Yeah.
You didn't want the accident reported.
No, I think the main thing was his CDL license. He had it for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's his main thing right now. He does not want anything on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if I slam into your car and I do the damage and I'm responsible, can I make you go to my guy, my auto repair shop?
No way.
What if I can prove my guy is decent?
If it's an approved repair person through my insurance.
Can I force you ever to do it?
No way.
What do you say?
No, you can't. I mean, maybe.
No or maybe? What do you say?
I say no. I go to my guy because you hit me.
So you get the choice?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we'll find out going inside the courtroom.
You have the car repaired, and now, apparently, after the repair, it is brought to your attention, which you bring to her attention, that she has an oil leak, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. And you talk to the people who were doing the repair, and you tell them, I want you to fix my oil leak, but I don't want to pay for it. That happened during the accident?
I also have pictures
Of what?
of the oil leak that she had.
Yeah, let me see the pictures. Because their position is not, hey, the accident's not my fault. His position is, you're milking it now, and I repaired the car, and I shouldn't have to pay for a new rack and pinion that had nothing to do with the accident. All I need you to prove is that it did have something to do with the accident. I need you to come here and show me what I'm looking at. What is that?
This is her oil leak. And you could clearly see it started turning in corrosion.
Rust.
Which means that's been there for a while. That did not just happen during the accident.
Okay, and is there something called a rack and pinion in that picture?
That would be this, if you could see that in the next picture.
Okay,
That
and
would
what
be-
does that have to do with the oil leak?
That's in the engine. She had an oil leak in the engine as well.
Right, but what does that have to do with the rack and
This
pinion?
is the rack and pinion. So as you can see underneath the rack and pinion, that is the oil leak, and it's turning into corrosion. And that's another oil leak that she had on the vehicle as well.
Did they offer you the value of the vehicle and tell you, look, your vehicle's only worth 2,000 something, we'll offer you that, and you rejected it?
Nope.
I have
Yes,
also
I don't-
text messages to prove that they turned down the money that we was going to give them.
Do your text messages actually say the value of the car?
It says that we offered them 2,000, but they believe that the car is worth more than that, so they would rather just get the car repaired.
At some point, you said that you would pay for what? Half of the rack and pinion?
Yeah, because it had a leak prior to it, but we can't tell what really happened. So we agreed to pay half, which also states in the text messages.
And then what happened?
She was supposed to pay half of her paying. She didn't want to come to Queens to pay it. We offered her a rental to get around. She also refused that as well.
Okay, so then what did you do?
We just bought the rack and pinion piece, which I believe is one of the box, and put it in her vehicle.
You just put it in her vehicle, and
That's
then you towed her car to her house?
No, to the Toyota shop where she wanted it towed at.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead and go back. Do you have anything from Toyota saying that the part you need replaced, which is leaking, that was damaged in the accident? What evidence do you have it happened during the accident?
The rack and pinion was the one that busted up.
Okay.
The rack and
What
pinion.
evidence do you have the rack and pinion busted up?
The rack and pinion busted up from the hit.
Okay,
Then the
you're
shot-
saying that. Right.
Yeah.
Now, what evidence do you have of that?
I have the diagnostic.
The diagnostic.
I did the
Okay,
diagnostic.
let me see that. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I gave it to them. I'm sorry. They have it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not-
because when they came
that's
to
not
me-
going to work out well for you. Do you have something she gave you with a diagnostic?
We had our own copy, and she kept the.
Show me your copy.
We
Let
did
me
not
see what
bring
that
that.
says.
We did not bring that.
Oh, there's. They
She
didn't
kept-
bring your evidence.
She kept the main copy.
Okay.
I don't have copies.
All right. Well, then I don't have a copy.
Your
and
Honor-
so, without evidence that this, because they actually have evidence from the mechanic saying this has nothing to do with the accident. This is, a 15-year-old car, and that's just a repair she needs to do. All right. And that they told you that, and they're telling me they actually bought the rack and put it in your car. I'm asking you for the simple proof that you had to come to court with, which is something that shows it's as a result of the accident. That's all you have to do is have something from Toyota that says this was damaged, from impact, as opposed to it's 15 years old and it's given way and we have to repair it, which is what their guy says. That's all you needed to do to win your case, and you don't have it.
Actually, when the accident occurred, he was very nice and
Okay,
and
here we
humble.
go.
So he
and
told me,
based
he
on
said,
the fact that you do not have the evidence that you need when you come to court, I am ruling in favor of the defendants in this case.
He told me to leave that. It's only there.
Well, the plaintiff did not have the key document you needed. If you'll step over here, please, Ms. Spence. You just didn't have the document you needed to convince the judge you could win the case. Do you
I
understand?
know, I believe, but you know what happened is that it's not good to be too earnest anyway, because when he talked to me and said, look, I want to fix the car to my garage, I want to carry it to my guy, you can give me the diagnostic, I'm going to buy the parts to fix the car. I trusted him.
Well, they did fix the car from the
They didn't.
the banged up fenders.
They didn't. They only did
the oil didn't get fixed.
No, they only did the body work, but they didn't do the mechanical work. They didn't do the shock. They didn't change the shock. They didn't change the axle. They didn't change the rack and pinion, because all these were the cause of the accident.
See, that's
But
what you
because I
needed.
gave him the proof, so he kept it and he refused to give it. That's
Well,
okay.
You should have kept a copy of it. That's what happened. Sorry about that.
You're
okay.
welcome. Thank you.
Beg your pardon. Sorry. All right, Mr. Spears. All right. You didn't want to get this reported, right? And obviously that's. But you've learned something too from this.
Yes,
you know,
I did.
you paid too much money. Way too much money.
Yes.
Yeah. Did they do a fair repair job? I mean, she said they didn't do much of anything. Is that right for a car?
Our receipt will prove that
Yeah.
we got everything fixed.
I mean, we couldn't explain all the
Yeah, I
rest
know.
of the
All right.
paperwork, but
Well, good. You're all right.
All right.
Thank you very much. Okay. Evidence again, Harvey. Evidence. That's what you need, right?
Evidence is king, Doug, for sure. You have an absolute right to pick the auto repair shop you go to if somebody hits you, and the only limitation is the cost has to be reasonable.